Thanks so much. Our final speaker is MD from Northumbria University. MD is a community advocate, a champion and activist working across the Northeast region. He's a proud asylum seeker in the UK, currently volunteering across several organisations in the city. MD is an active campaigner and advocate for the rights of access to higher education for asylum seekers and refugees in the area. He's recently started working with City of Sanctuary UK as a member of an expert by experience panel. He studies law through the Sanctuary Scholarship at Northumbria University. He's been nominated for an Amnesty International Bravery Award and is the founder of the first University of Sanctuary Student Society in the UK at any university. MD, you're really welcome. We're looking forward to your talk.
Thank you, Nick. Before I start, I would like to thank you all of you for joining today. It's raining here, but I hope your weather is going good. Just to begin with, I would like to share my sort of PowerPoint with you guys just quickly. So just give me a shout if you guys can see that. All right. So to begin with, how this started, actually, I would like to take you back to the retrospective journey of mine in this journey. So I'm really honored to be given a chance by the City of Sanctuary, University of Sanctuary, to present my presentation today with all the scholars, our professors, our administration people here. So let's go for it. My name is MD. I'm a refugee week leader for this year, 2020. I'm a sanctuary scholar and a president of University of Sanctuary in Northumbria University. So today's topic of my presentation, please do ask me questions. Just before I do start, you are more than welcome to ask me questions. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. The topic is University of Sanctuary Society and its importance in the for the university. So let's go for it. So how did I started my journey, a remarkable journey, which I will mean that I was talking to Nick other day that he mentioned me, you should mention about some bit sort of it probably to the people who doesn't know it. It comes to the Sanctuary in Politics course, but I got a study ban in 2018, which was in April 2018 from Home Office. I mean, the acquiescence of the Home Office were how they use the asylum seekers in the way of their hostile environment. That was one of the perfect example I'll give you now. I got a study ban in 2018 in April to apply for a university degree. And then what happened, I did appeal that decisions, and Home Office was been defeated in the High Court of Justice in London. Then I took them for sort of judicial review, which you can see on the right hand side, that judicial review has happened. And through my judicial review, I was being offered for the legal aid money back from the Home Office. I didn't took that one back. All I wanted, the Home Office should change the Immigration Bail Act 2.1, which was a huge success. After my judicial review, there was no study ban for the asylum seekers in the whole country. So that was a huge win throughout the process for asylum seekers. To be honest with you, I'm not. I'm very straightforward person as a refugee week leader. Some organizations or some other people has also tried to take the credit, but I'm more than happy what I've done and it's been done. So there is a process. There is already in here where the scholarships are coming up after 2018. Lots of universities you are coming us up to help us to giving scholarships. I'll just move on the next segment. So what is University of Sanctuary Society? Why I opened a University of Sanctuary Society? That was a huge campaign and things. I'll share my story with you in the link a bit later. When I got the scholarship last year, I started a campaign in the Northeast after I got the decision from Home Office, because I lost my scholarship for that decision of Home Office delaying my process in 2018. So I started a campaign from 2018 in the Northeast. I did campaign inside the Newcastle University, where Francisca is from. I did a campaign protest as well inside the university with a forum called MHAF, Migration Asylum Justice Forum. And that results 5 scholarship in 2018 in Northumbria University and 3 scholarship in Newcastle University this year. That was not easy. That was led by the asylum seekers. So I would really like to emphasize on that fact that when you involve the people for who is the beneficiary, you get most of it. So I got scholarship in 2018 and opened a society straightway in my university, talking to the student unions and other people. And that was one of the game changer for my university as well. What my university society is doing, we had a language group, we had a conversation club, where before the pandemic, obviously, the local refugees and asylum seekers used to come inside the university every Thursday after 5 o'clock. So we used to have a conversation club, a language club, where we used to teach them a lot of things. The main motive of my society was to give them empowerment, to include them, I mean, inclusions, social inclusions, and also integration. This is what is lacking in the community at the moment. And as an asylum seeker, I feel it from the deep. So this is my society, if you can see on the right-hand side, Northumbria Student Union. This is the first University of Sanctuary Society, which is carrying the legacy and all the elements of University of Society needs. So what happened this year after opening this, society? I have found out a couple of benefits and things, but I will tell you in a bit. Let's see that how you open this society and empower the sanctuary scholars. You can encourage the scholars to speak in the student union and in the university to open a University of Sanctuary Society. Get it open and let it run by the scholars along with the local and international students. What I've found through, if you can see on the left-hand side, there's people, these are asylum seekers who come now to join Zoom sessions actually because of COVID. What we have done through the years and to last years and this year, that we have met through the lots of local refugees and asylum seekers who actually applied this year a scholarship. So we literally helped them through the language group or the conversation group to apply for the scholarships, and a couple of them already got scholarship. So this is also to run the legacy going on, that how it goes. That the impact, I would really like to say that the impact of University of Sanctuary Society in the community and the university. The first thing is we always help to prepare the next batch in the conversation club. So whoever is interested, even if he's refugees, they need help. They need to know that how you apply for the university. So this is how we help them. Second thing is to keep the legacy of the scholarships. What happened this year, the university actually luckily approached to me. I managed to get a meeting with the Board of Governors of Northumbria University. They were offering that, well, we cannot give 5 scholarships this year because we had less budget. So we are offering 3 instead of 5. So what I did, my University of Sanctuary Society came in the middle and stand on the middle and told them that last 1 year, these local refugees and asylum seekers are coming in this society. What about them? How do you want to keep them away? Instead of reducing, you must increase it. So that was a good result. We got 6 scholarships this year. So 1 has been increased. So this is why I think the University of Sanctuary Society is very, very important to run the ethics or run the morality of City of Sanctuary, which is inclusions, empowerment, and other things included. And number 3, here you go, empowerment came in here. Empower the sanctuary scholars and refugee students to take the leads. There is an example, if you see on the right-hand side, just I opened a university society this year. I have got two awards from the university. One is Inclusion in Education Award, another is Best Neighborhood Award in the campus. It's not easy, there are thousands of students, but this is what we want to show. We want to be included in the community. If you let us to include, we are there for our community. We will show you that what we can do. So this is, I think, one of the best way that scholars or sanctuary scholars can be involved and also show their creativity and their contributions. And number 4, put focus on their integration through society. What we are talking about today, I think there's another session about Refugee Week. Being a refugee leader, I found it very, very interesting this year because all of us online. I was supposed to go so many places. I was dreaming about to go so many places, do conferences and things, but I couldn't. But what is quite important that the university should understand this specific group of students who are most vulnerable students in the university. They sometimes live on £38 a week, and some of them don't get any money at all. So this group has to be focused on, which is we forgot. I have found this kind of problems in my own university. I had to run. I'm still struggling to get the brochures to start my this year law degree. Obviously, I've started. I couldn't buy my books yet. So this is the things I'm going through. So I would really like, if you have a university society inside the university for sanctuary scholars, that will also lead that decorum to be established. The Home Office, always was been hostile with us. They always try, they always do whatever they like. I mean, if they have any inkling idea or inkling sense of humor that how these sanctuary scholars live their life and study these undergraduate programs and big syllabus is quite hard for us. Next thing, anyway, I'm not gonna do too much. Thanks so much for listening to me. And this is what I meant, that if you give us chance, it will be always there. We will be there for all of you guys. The university should understand it. Just give us a chance that what we can do if you want. You are more than welcome to ask me any questions. I'm here always, obviously. My name is MD. I don't think so I have surpassed my time, but let's see what Nick says. Thank you.
Thanks so much, MD. So wonderful to hear about some of your successes and the work that you've been doing at the university. It's really inspirational stuff. So thanks so much for sharing that with us. Okay, so we have time for some questions. Do start putting your questions into the chat. I can't see any just at the minute in front of me. So I'm going to kick off with a question which will be around what are the key ingredients that you think as a panel, maybe 1 or 2 key things that each of the people on the panel thinks make a University of Sanctuary that works? So maybe we can take that in order and go back to St Andrews. So if I unmute you, Rebecca and Harriet.
What are the ingredients that makes a good University of Sanctuary? I think, and in fact, MD's talk was so inspiring, and I think having input from people who are experienced in this area is really important. And we've done a bit of that in St Andrews, but we're slow, actually, partly because of circumstances. But the other thing is to really embed it. I mean, I know this is, going back to the original tenets of the University of Sanctuary program, but we have been able to do that right across the university. So from students to staff, academic staff, professional services colleagues, everyone right across the university, and Harriet's sterling efforts to keep everybody informed right from the moment they start the university to the end too. I think that really helps.
Do you want to add anything, Harriet, or should we?
Yeah, but if you're writing a 3-year plan with no plan of who actually is going to take that work forward, so I think to definitely write, have the application and have the working group and the future of the work as the working group to do that. And then also representation, I think, but from the outset, I think setting up a working group and then, a year, 2 years later, having students or having sanctuary seekers join, I think it would be better from the outset to sort of make sure you've got representation, sanctuary seekers, if they wish to, they might not wish to, and to have representation from different faculties and different services within the university, as other people have mentioned.
Thanks, Francesca. No, really helpful comments as well. MD, do you have anything?
Hi, I think there's a question from Christian Hall. what is the best way encouraging students from sanctuary backgrounds and things. What I've found through in my own university, I'm not going to blame them actually, because I'm really grateful to them because they gave me those scholarships. It was not really encouraging. I took my own initiative. I had to go at least 55 people to get the sign to open that society. That was a horrible experience because I had to explain each of them, the students, that why I'm opening this society. So what a university could do actually when you are taking that sort of interview for the sanctuary scholars, you could include this kind of questions to find out if they have any leadership skills, if they want to do something when they got those scholarships. So after that, when they are nominated as a sanctuary scholars, you might talk to them, you might email them, there is this kind of opportunities. It's not really hard to open a society in the university. Student unions always help them. There is so many kinds of student societies, which if you know, you will be laughing now. But anyway, this is the things that you can encourage the students. Not all of them will want to come a bit forward because, as I told you, the propensity of the home office, of the hostile environment, is always taking us backward to think, oh, if we do that, maybe home office is looking for us. You have to ensure us, the university have to ensure us, we are with you guys. You can open it, go for it. Local students will come and join. International students will come and join your society. This is the way you can engage us. This is the way how you can do it, opening a conversation group. Bring them in. You wouldn't believe when the local refugees and asylum seekers used to come in the language group, in the conversation group inside the university, they feel so proud. Oh, I'm going to university. And they start dreaming that, oh, I'm coming next year to study in this university, because they are welcomed. They're welcome inside the university that, okay, so I'm telling my friend to apply for the things. So anyway, what is I'm telling all of you, if it's possible to the universities, whoever is announcing sanctuary scholarships, whenever you have the scholars on board, have a meeting with them. Tell them that, look, this is the things are on place. If you want to start it, we will help you. We will go for it. It's not really hard. Once it's started, you will see how it continues, because all of us in here, whoever has joined, you want this kind of legacy continues inside the university. So it is our duty, it is our advocacy, which should continue to encourage these people like us to, you know, create these opportunities. And I'm more than happy to help if anyone have any questions how to open the sanctuary societies inside the universities, because this stands like a big wall. I'm telling you, when I had that meeting with the Board of Governors, it's not really easy to see the Board of Governors in the university. I have spoken to them. I've told them straightforward, you can't reduce it unless you increase it. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Thanks to the panelists. We've had a few more questions. So Shyama has asked whether a public research institute can become a University of Sanctuary. The University of Sanctuary management group's fairly flexible. So if there are unusual circumstances around your institution, then just get in touch with us and we can talk about that. So for example, we've already had conversations with universities that are of a collegiate structure. So they have colleges, about whether or not those particular colleges can apply in their own right. And we also have a colleges award. So we've got flexibility and we're really happy to talk to you, is the short answer. Robert asked what sorts of timescales there are involved in the application. And Abby, I agree with what Abby wrote, it can really vary from a few months to a little bit longer, depending on how long it takes you to organise things. But from when you put your application in, that depends on how much capacity City of Sanctuary have got. So what I'd just say there is, just remember that City of Sanctuary and University of Sanctuary is a charity, and there's not that much capacity, unfortunately, to be doing the reviewing very, very quickly. So just be patient. We'll promise we're working as hard as we can on it. I'm just checking for more questions.
There's a question there from Bryony about Para and our sanctuary scholarships. Shall I take that?
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
We're really lucky in that we have a really positive relationship with both CARA and the Sanctuary organisation, and there hasn't been any issues at all. And in fact, I think we have the flexibility to be able to support our CARA scholars, but it's very much dependent on our individual academic schools too, to make sure that they're going to be involved in our CARA scholars. So there are different ways we've been able to be involved with CARA. So for example, at the moment, 2 of us in St Andrews are part of the CARA mentoring program for the Syria program. And actually, had we not been part of Sanctuary, I'm not sure that we ever would have been involved or heard about getting involved with that. So I think there's a really nice two-way relationship between CARA and Sanctuary, and how we fit into that. I think it's a positive on both sides rather than anything else.
Yeah, I would really second that. Thank you, Rebecca. Just 2 points to finish off. The first one is Abby's written in the chat that anyone can get in touch with her for individual conversations about applying to have this recognition. So please do that. And Abby's really knowledgeable, and she's been involved in this for a long time, from Exeter as well. Fantastic. So she will be able to answer your questions. And the second one is just to leave the panel and to have your thoughts one more time with a question about the future. So I'd like you to respond as briefly as you can, maybe just a sentence or two. What do you think, and what would you like to see us doing as a University of Sanctuary network and movement over the next few years? What's the next level for the University of Sanctuary movement? And I'm going to put you on the spot again, Rebecca, because you did say well last time. And Harriet, and there's 2 of you, so you can act as a tag team here. On that question of what do you think could happen next for our movement?
I mean, I think that's the cruelest question I've been asked in a long time. I can barely focus on tomorrow, let alone the bigger picture of future.
That's true.
I mean, one of the things that I think would be incredibly valuable would be more, perhaps even mentoring of other universities, or setting up a system where if you're a university coming in to be thinking about becoming a University of Sanctuary, maybe having an allocated university mentor who's already a group that's already been through the process, so it's less ad hoc. I mean, we were really lucky in that we had all the bits of the puzzle were able to fit in together, but there may be people who are less in bigger universities essentially that may not have the same kind of ease of access, perhaps.
No,
that's not the blue skies thinking you wanted.
No, that was really good. No, that was great. Very practical. Harriet, do you have something to add?
It's very much, I think, on the same lines. I think I mentioned in the presentation about the fact we chatted with Edinburgh about joint training and opportunities like that. So really the idea of coming together closer and really identifying, our individual strengths and what we can and how we can pool our resources to get the most out of Sanctuary and be able to kind of provide the most. So I suppose if there's an easier way to try and identify that and identify other institutions, I think that would be really useful.
Yeah, totally. I totally agree. Really good point. Francesca?
I would say one thing that came through the research is students that come on a student visa and then have to claim asylum, happen to have to claim asylum during the studies because they can't go back home. It's unsafe to go back home. And I think those people are often overlooked because or forgotten about because they haven't had to declare or tell anyone about their situation. So I think to kind of make sure that that's on the agenda, and also, as I touched on before, PhD students or wanting to continue their academic career who haven't come via CARA, to just get that higher on the agenda, and to see how can that be incorporated within University of Sanctuary more so.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Francesca. MD?
Hi, I always have things to say, but what I would say that first of all, I would like to see every university in the UK have 10 scholarship for us in next year, at least. And then second thing is I really wish that once you get your decision, even you get leave to remain or DSR or indefinite leave to remain or other things, DLR, that you are being knocked out from your scholarship. I really want the university to think about it, that a scholar should continue as a scholar until he finishes his studies. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much, MD, and thank you to all the panel for all your very interesting and inspirational insights today. If any of you got questions, then do contact me or Abby, and we can have conversations outside the panel. But great to see so many people here, and thank you again to the panel for all your time.
And thank you to Nick for sharing. That was brilliant. Okay.
Nice to see everybody.
Hopefully see some of you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.